You're listening to AmberSoundStudio, a place where calm has a sound. As the day begins to fade, the mind often grows louder. Thoughts that stayed quiet while you were busy now find space to speak. Plans, worries, unfinished conversations all begin to circle slowly, like leaves moving in the wind. You lie down hoping for rest, yet your thoughts do not lie down with you. It's okay. You're not alone in this. Every mind seeks resolution. Every heart wants to feel in control to make sure nothing important is left undone. But control is not the same as peace. Control demands constant effort. Peace begins when effort softens. Right now, you don't need to solve anything. You don't need to make sense of every memory or every possible future. You can let this moment exist without adjusting it. Take a quiet breath in, and without forcing, let it leave you. Feel the simple rhythm of your own breathing, steady and enough. The world does not need your constant attention to keep turning. Tonight, your only task is to rest, to be here, to let go of the small responsibilities that never seem to end. For a few minutes, nothing depends on you. You've carried so much today. Even if the day looked ordinary, it still required you. Your thoughts, your focus, your patience, your energy. You showed up. You handled things, big and small. You managed what you could. And even if it didn't feel perfect, you still did your best. Let that truth settle in your chest. You did your best. Maybe not flawlessly, maybe not the way you imagined, but still, you tried. And trying counts. It always counts. Now, let's make space between the thoughts. Imagine your mind as a sky, wide and open. The thoughts are just clouds passing through. You don't have to chase them, and you don't have to hold them. Let them float across your awareness, gentle and temporary. If a thought feels heavy, don't fight it. Notice it, then remind yourself, not everything needs to be resolved tonight. Some things can wait. Some things will unfold naturally. You are safe to pause. You are safe to rest. The world will still be there in the morning, and you will meet it more calmly when you've rested. There is strength in stepping back. There is wisdom in letting things breathe. Your worth is not measured by constant motion. You don't need to prove anything to earn this rest. It's already yours, as natural as night following day. Let your shoulders soften. Let the muscles in your face relax, especially around the eyes and jaw. Feel gravity's quiet pull, reminding you that you can let go. You are here, and that is enough. You've spent so much time trying to hold everything together, trying to make sure everyone is fine, trying to anticipate every outcome before it happens. But control is a strange illusion. It makes us feel safe while quietly exhausting us. When you try to manage every detail, you leave no space for life to surprise you. And yet, life is built on surprises. Not every event needs your preparation. Not every person needs your repair. Not every moment needs your control. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to let things unfold without interference. That doesn't mean you're careless. It means you're wise enough to know your limits. There's a quiet strength in recognizing that you cannot carry everything. A strength that comes from gentleness, not force. Think of the times you've blamed yourself for things that were never really yours to fix. Someone's mood, a relationship that faded, a decision you couldn't control. Notice how heavy that self-blame still feels in your chest. It's the kind of weight that no one was ever meant to carry. You are not responsible for everyone's happiness. You can care deeply for others without losing yourself in their storms. It's okay to let people feel what they need to feel. It's okay to let moments pass without resolution. The world doesn't collapse because you chose peace over worry. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do for yourself and for others is to stop fixing and start trusting. Trust that life continues even when you rest. Trust that not everything needs your supervision to turn out right. When you release control, something unexpected happens. The world doesn't fall apart, it breathes. You breathe. The constant tension in your mind begins to loosen like a knot slowly untied. You begin to see that your responsibility isn't to control the story, it's simply to live it with honesty and kindness. That's enough. Let the words, "It's enough," stay with you for a moment, because they are the quiet truth you forget when you're tired. You've done enough today. You've thought enough. You've tried enough. Now it's time to rest, not as a reward, but as a right. There's a certain moment when the mind begins to loosen its grip, when all the what-ifs and should-haves start to lose their shape. It happens quietly, not because you force it, but because you finally allow yourself to stop chasing every thought that appears. You realize you've spent so many nights trying to solve things that were never puzzles to begin with, feelings that only wanted to be felt, not fixed. And that's what overthinking does. It tricks you into believing that peace will come when everything is finally controlled. But peace actually comes when control is no longer necessary. Take a moment here. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a calm lake just before dawn. The surface still, the air soft and cool. Nothing asking for your attention, nothing needing to be done. This stillness is what your mind has been craving all along. A pause between responsibilities, a breath between expectations. You don't need to be anywhere else right now. You don't need to be anyone else either. The reflection on the water is enough. You are enough. Notice how thoughts continue to move through you, but you don't have to hold them. They can drift like ripples spreading outward, and as they fade, the surface clears again. You may think that letting go means losing control, but look at the lake. It holds its form without trying. It reflects the world effortlessly. It flows when the wind asks it to, and rests when the air is still. And it's beautiful in both states. You are like that, capable of movement and stillness, capable of caring deeply without breaking yourself open for every problem that crosses your path. You've been taught that responsibility means never resting, but true responsibility begins with balance. When you care for yourself as much as you care for others, because when you're drained, your kindness becomes obligation, your empathy turns to exhaustion, and your care loses its warmth. But when you're rested, you become the calm in the room instead of the tension in it. Rest is not selfish, it's restoration. It's what allows you to keep giving from a place that's real. And tonight, you are allowed to restore. You are allowed to step out of the noise. You are allowed to exist without effort. Imagine now that the sky above the lake begins to lighten, the faintest gold spreading behind the clouds. Not a sunrise yet, just a promise. And that promise whispers something soft. You don't have to do everything. You've done enough for one lifetime of today. Let the quiet fill you instead of thoughts. Let stillness become the language of your mind. Each breath you take is another step away from control and a step closer to peace. There is no deadline here, no unfinished task waiting in the corner of this moment. Only you and the calm that's been waiting patiently for you to notice it again. There comes a time when you realize that peace doesn't arrive when everything around you is perfect. It arrives when you stop demanding perfection from yourself, when you stop measuring your worth by how much you manage, fix, or solve. You are not a machine of constant care. You are a human being meant to ebb and flow, to have seasons of energy and seasons of rest. And it's okay to be tired right now. It's okay to need a moment to reset. You've been holding yourself to impossible standards, trying to keep every piece of life aligned, even when it wasn't your job to hold them all. Let them fall where they may. The pieces that truly belong to you will always find their way back. The rest were never yours to carry. Close your eyes and imagine everything you've been holding, all the expectations, the guilt, the invisible responsibilities. Imagine placing them in your hands and slowly opening your fingers. Feel them drift away like feathers caught in a gentle breeze. Watch them fade one by one. You don't need to know where they'll land. You just need to trust that releasing them makes space for peace to return. Notice what remains when you let go. Your breath, your heartbeat, your quiet presence. That's all that was ever required of you. Life has never asked you to be perfect, only to be present, to show up as best you can and then rest when it's time. And now, it's time. The world can wait. It always can. You have earned this stillness. You have earned this peace. Forgive yourself for the things you couldn't control, for the moments when you tried too hard, cared too much, or carried what wasn't yours. You did those things because you have a kind heart, because you wanted to make things better. And that kindness is still a beautiful part of you. It doesn't need to disappear. It just needs gentler boundaries. Care when you can, rest when you must. That's balance. You are allowed to protect your peace without feeling guilty. You are allowed to choose quiet over chaos. There's a wisdom that only arrives when you stop forcing life to make sense, when you let it breathe. And in that breath, find your place within it. You'll start to see that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. Like the tide returning to shore, it was always coming back to you. You just had to stop fighting the waves long enough to feel it. Take a breath now. Let it move in and out. No control, no goal, just rhythm. Every exhale is a release. Every inhale is a quiet return to yourself. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are simply in a moment of pause, and that pause is sacred. Let your heart soften around those words. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to simply be. The mind will still try to remind you of things, unfinished lists, conversations, small regrets. But tonight you can smile at those thoughts and let them pass. They don't need your attention anymore. They're just echoes, and echoes fade when you stop listening for them. You are here in the calm after effort, in the quiet after noise, in the peace that only arrives when you stop reaching for it. Let this be your lesson and your comfort. Peace was never gone. It was just waiting beneath the noise, patient and unchanged. You've come so far tonight, through the noise, through the weight of your own expectations, and into this quiet place where everything finally slows down. The thoughts that once demanded answers have softened. The tension that lived in your shoulders has eased, and the need to be in control has begun to fade like mist under morning light. This is what peace feels like, not loud or sudden, but gentle, patient, unhurried. Peace doesn't shout for attention. It waits. It waits for you to stop trying so hard, to stop chasing, fixing, and proving. And when you finally do, it steps forward like an old friend, smiling quietly, as if to say, "I've been here all along." You don't have to search for calm anymore. You are already in it. The world beyond this moment can take care of itself for a while. You've done your part. You've given your energy, your care, your heart. Now it's time to return to yourself, to let the night hold you, to let the quiet cover you like a blanket, to let every breath remind you that you are safe and you are home. There is nothing left to fix tonight, nothing left to understand, only this feeling of release. Let your body sink deeper into stillness. Let gravity carry your weight so you don't have to. The rhythm of your breathing is steady now, like slow waves against a calm shore. In and out, soft and quiet. You've earned this rest, not by doing more, but by finally allowing yourself to stop. You can trust life to keep moving while you sleep. You can trust that what's meant for you will always find its way back. For now, you are free to let go of every thought that doesn't serve your peace, free to rest without guilt, free to exist without effort. And as you lie here in this calm, I want you to remember one small thing. You are not responsible for everyone's happiness. You are responsible for your peace, for your breath, for your being. That is enough. You are enough. Let those words echo softly within you as the sound begins to fade. Carry them like a whisper through the quiet that follows. And now, for a few moments, let yourself simply be still. No direction, no control, no noise. Just breathe and rest, and let the calm settle where it belongs, inside you. Stay here for a while. Listen to the soft sounds around you. Let your thoughts drift like leaves across still water. This is your time to release, to trust, to rest. And as the gentle ambient sounds continue, let them hold you for a few more minutes while you rest, while you heal, while you breathe. Good night.